Chapter 7. Again, 7, the spiritual number of God. The 144,000 of Israel sealed. After this, I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth. So the angels, the spiritual energy, and again the earth is the body, holding back the 4 winds of the earth, so that no wind could blow on the earth or the sea or against any tree. And Edgar Cayce says it's related to the 4 energies of earth, wind, fire and water. And again, they relate to the 4 lower chakras. I saw another angel ascending from the rising of the sun, having the seal of the living God, and he called with a loud voice to the 4 angels who had been given power to damage the earth and the sea, the body and the emotions, saying, "Do not damage the earth or the sea or the trees until we have marked the servants of our God with a seal on their foreheads." And now Edgar Cayce talked about these being special cells within the body. Now, because he died in 1945, he wouldn't have known that we now know about stem cells. The original cells that can never be damaged, never can be changed. They are the creative source within the body. They are the cells that can create any part of the body. This cell can transform itself into any part, any other part. So it's the original creative source. And to my amazement, when I looked up how many stem cells we have, it said there were between 50,000 and 200,000. Again, 200 is an important number you'll see later. And 5 is the number of man. So the numerology is interesting there on its own. So it could well be that we have 144,000 stem cells sealed by God, that the devil can't touch, can't destroy, can't weaken, and that is actually the physical equivalent of that spiritual energy of God. That's my belief anyway. And I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000, sealed out of every tribe of the people of Israel. Israel, the people of Israel are the chosen ones. So again, you know, what we're seeing is when the kind of psychology developed and the ego developed and if you like, Satan gained all of this power, God's reply was to create within us a physical version and a spiritual version of protection. So from the tribe of Judah, 12,000 were sealed. So 12s are 144, and it names the tribes there. I'm not going to go through the tribes yet because they become important in the 3rd round when we hear this story again and become more relevant. So I'm just going to leave that there for now for that. So chapter 7 is really about God fortifies us, protects us, girds us, if you like, ready for that final onslaught. We're not left on our own physically, mentally or spiritually. And if you like, those 144,000 are God's army. And then it goes on to the multitude from every nation. After this I looked, and there was a great multitude that no one could count, from every nation, from all tribes and peoples and languages, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, robed in white with palm branches in their hands. So every part of you, every cell, fibre, nerve, neuron, thought, comes together, crying out in a loud voice, saying, "Salvation belongs to our God who is seated on the throne and to the Lamb." And all the angels stood around the throne and around the elders and the 4 living creatures, and they fell on their faces before the throne and worshipped God, singing. So again, all parts of the mind, body and spirit come together. Amen. So be it. Amen means so be it. Blessing and glory and wisdom and thanksgiving and honour and power and might be to our God forever and ever. Amen. So then one of the elders addressed me, saying, "Who are these robed in white, and where have they come from?" I said to him, "Sir, you are the one that knows." And he said to me, "These are they who have come out of the great ordeal. They have washed their robes and made them in white in the blood of the Lamb." So again, these cells, these neurons, these, thoughts, beliefs, that have cleansed themselves, that have been purified, that have held to the spirituality, the Christ consciousness. That's what these are. For this reason, they are before the throne of God and worship him day and night. Serve. To worship is to serve. So they work towards your spirituality within his temple. And the one who is seated on the throne will shelter them. So the pineal gland shelters these on a physical level. They will hunger no more and thirst no more. The sun will not strike them, nor any scorching heat. For the Lamb at the centre of the throne will be their shepherd. He will guide them to springs of the water of life, spirituality, and God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. So we are protected, again, physically and mentally, by every single part within the body where these cells, where these neurons, because they are neurons as well in the brain. And remember, we have 3 brains. The brain in the head, the heart is a brain with neurons, and so is the gut, the sacral. And that's important to understand as well. And now everything is turning to serve God, to worship God.